All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What is going on, SHIPIT Nation YouTube station? Back here with another NHL breakdown here. We got 9 games on the docket. We got a massive night over here in the NFC North. Little Hoop versus Nades action. Little Green Bay versus the Detroit Lions. Should be a fun one there. But looking forward to this NHL slate. If you guys are new, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Helps us out a ton. And hey, good news. We still left the Black Friday deal on. So the boss is still left the BF50 promo code out there on the website through Black Friday, through Cyber Monday. If you want access and to get the football content for tonight, if you're not a member, use that code BF50. If not, you want the football for the rest of the season, $99 covers the entire rest of the season. Showdown, regular college football as well if it's available for $99. If you want to add on the optimizer, $129 takes you all the way through the end of the Super Bowl there. So get in now, check us out there. If not, just hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment down below. Let's go ahead. I'm going to pull up my screen share overlay here. We're going to pull up the stone as always here and use it to break down these slate of games here. We got 9 games on the docket here. First game, kind of an interesting one here. Winnipeg, Buffalo. Buffalo thought I was going to win all the money 2 nights ago on Tuesday there. And Buffalo, 4 first-period goals, had them cored up, virtually unowned, and then they just melted down, right? It kind of just failed the rest of the game there. But looking at this spot here, 5.5 total in this one. Jets obviously favored on the road, but Jets coming in. I kind of touted them early in the year thinking they were going to be the best team. I was saying they're the best team in hockey. At least they were playing like it. Lost the last 4 games straight. Now come into to Buffalo here, who, hey, say what you want, right? Buffalo played amazing in that first period, played terrible the rest. I will say Tage Thompson at 7,900 with Tuuk, Peterka, Zucker, and Darlene is going to be out, so we're probably going to get Owen Power or Byram up on that top power play, which would make those 2 guys really good values as well. I think this is another spot you could go back to the well with some of these Buffalo pieces. Looking at the numbers, the Jets on the road as of late, about 3.5, almost 3.5 goals expected against them. On the road, they allow over 31 shots per game as well. Ton of high danger chances. They do have a good penalty kill, so you could see some goals coming from this one. But overall, not the most intriguing game on the slate. I again prefer kind of the Buffalo side, but I think you could see a spot where Winnipeg kind of comes in here and gets right. They lost the last 4 straight. They haven't been scoring at all. So it's not going to be a spot for me where I'm going to buy on guys like Scheifele and Kyle Connor at these price points. If I'm going to this game, it's on the Sabres side. Peterka's really cheap. Tuuk is playing great. He's got a good floor ceiling combination at 6.5. Zucker at 3.2K. Nice value there. And then we got to see what kind of the defenders look like here with Darlene out for the Sabres. But decent game to start us off. Not kind of a slam dunk game for me by any means, but I do think it's a pretty good one. Next game on the slate here, we have what's up? We must be live here. Hey, this is new. Usually these are recorded, but it's kind of nice to do it live. Kenny in the chat, what's going on? Do you do 4 stack or what have you found most beneficial? Still dipping my toes into NHL. Kenny, typically it's kind of slate dependent for me. Realistically, usually I do like 3 threes or 3, like a 3-3-2, something like that, or a 3-2-2. I usually don't go over 3-man stacks too often. The reason being is, especially on these bigger slates, it's just more salary constricting. And I tend to go in And when I do four threes, that's kind of usually where I'll cut it off. I don't typically do a 4-4 stack, Kenny. If I'm going up to a 4, it's usually like a 4-3-1, something like that. I know that's a very, very popular build. A lot of MME players out there kind of only do 4-3-1s in hockey. I don't mind 4-3-1s, but I'm more in the camp of like the 3-3s, the 3-2-2s, just because I like going in and it just overall fits better roster construction wise, but it is slate dependent there. So didn't want to hit on that. Jump to the next game here, though. The Preds on a back-to-back heading into Montreal here. I think there's a smash spot for Montreal. Patrick Laine's back. Welcome back. Came back, scored a goal in his first game back. Really like him again. He's 4,500. Cole Caulfield's underpriced at 6,800. Suzuki, love him. He's playing great right now, 5,600. I absolutely love Montreal here tonight. I think there's a slam dunk spot. Preds are just a mess. They're on a back-to-back as well. And I think Montreal kind of lays the hammer on them here. Looking at the numbers, Preds second worst in the NHL in expected goals on the road this season. They do have a very, very good penalty kill, so I would stick to more full line strength, full strength here when you're going to Montreal. But again, Preds a ton of high danger chances. I think the wrong team in this game is favored here. So I like Montreal. I like Suzuki a ton with Caulfield. You can throw in a Patrick Laine to get the power play correlation there. But again, the Preds do have a really good penalty kill, sitting about 89% on the road this season. They do limit they do limit cash-in attempts, right, when they get to the penalty. However, the reason their penalty kill is kind of so high is because they give up about 4 chances per game on the road. So they give up a ton of penalties. If Montreal can cash in at these price points, I like it quite a bit, but still like Montreal's side here in this one. Like I said, Suzuki, Caulfield, Laine, Slafkovsky you can go to as well. Matheson, I think, is a good play as well with guys like Lane Hudson as well down there from a defense standpoint. On the Pred side, it's really Brady Shea. For me, that's it, 3,200. Really nice price point, plays a ton of minutes, kind of does everything from the defensive standpoint. Rest of that, I'm not chasing. Marchessault last night, 1-on-4 against Toronto. Joseph Wall just stood in net and just watched the puck go by him. That was really frustrating. Preds were chalk last night. I'm seeing a ton of ownership going to these Preds again here tonight. I'm going to fade that. Like I said, give me Montreal in this game here. Could be a hot take, but that's kind of where I'm going. Next game on the slate here, we have Detroit and the Senators. I like this game a lot too from a DFS perspective. I'm going to be on the Sens here tonight. I like the spot for the Senators. Looking at the numbers here, Red Wings on the road, kind of below average in terms of expected goals category. They allow the 5th most shots on goal as well per game on the road over the last 10. And they have a 75% penalty kill facing the best home power play in the NHL here in the Senators. So give me Timmy Stu, give me Josh Norris, Brady Tkachuk, Bathbaum here, and just Sanderson. I want the top power play guys for the Senators. Stack them up, 3-man, 4-man stack. Probably going. I kind of like the Josh Norris. I don't like paying $8K for Timmy Stu. He's been amazing. But I'd rather go down, save the almost $3,000, right? Go to Josh Norris, pair him up with Tkachuk and Batherson here, and even add in a Sanderson, right? You can leave off like a Brady, right? You can go Josh Norris, Bathbaum, and Sanderson. Really have a cheap stack there at no ownership against the Red Wings here, and Husso and net, who's given up almost 5 goals on average per game there. So love the Sens here a ton. Pretty much any of the top 6 skaters are in play for me. I don't know how much I deal with or jump down to the third line guys like Shane Pinto, things like that, Nick Cousins. But I like the top power play guys a ton for Ottawa here. On the Red Wings side, really not chasing any of these guys. I don't like any of these guys really. Pretty much a full fade. I will say Eric Gustav at Stone minimum, he is back. That's a good value play from a defense standpoint. Outside of that, really not getting to any of the wings here for me tonight. Next game on the slate here, we have Tampa. We have the Sharks. Sharks have been better as of late here. I think this is a tough spot, though, to come in here. Coming into Tampa to face Vasilevsky, one of the best goalies in hockey. On the road, Celebrini is now tied with Michkov for Rookie of the Year, I saw. So obviously the Sharks with Macklin Celebrini, who's been a stud. Toffoli's been good. Zetterlund, Eklund, Will Smith, all these guys have been pretty good. I don't like it here. I think Tampa kind of rolls the squad here tonight. Tampa at home is just pretty tough. Vaz has owned San Jose as well in the past here. I could see Tampa scoring right around their team total, 4 or 5 goals here. Braden Point, love him. Brendan Hagel, who's been insane this year. He plays all the minutes he can handle. He's 6,900. I mean, this dude should be at his what he's been doing. He should be up over, 8K, in the 8K range, upper sevens, and he's 69. So like Brendan Hagel a ton. Jake Guentzel coming over from Pittsburgh this year. Really like him a ton as well at 7,400. Braden Point. Kucherov, if Kucherov's back, I really like Kucherov a lot. He is a game-time decision. He is 9,600. If he is back, that just boosts Tampa even more. With him out, though, it does make the stacks easier overall in general. But I still like Kucherov a ton if he's back as a spend-up, one of the best wings in hockey. Victor Hedman, good spend-up D-man, probably my favorite spend-up D-man. He's got the best matchup on the slate, defenders against the Sharks team, print money. So, yeah, full slam on Tampa here. On the Sharks side, you can always play a Celebrini, a Zetterlund, Eklund, but not for me. Not against Vaz, not against Tampa at home here. Sharks are fade. I will say in lineups where you're not going to play some of these chalky Lightning, throwing in a Mackenzie Blackwood, it's scary, but at 6,900, he's going to see volume. He's been really good, back-to-back really good games. Even in a loss, Blackwood at the volume he could see here can definitely hit the optimal in terms of the way DraftKings scoring works. If he gets that 35 save bonus, even if he lets up two to three goals at his price point, depending on what the other goalies do, it's not going to kill you. So I don't hate him in lineups where you're not going to play these Tampa guys, but outside of that, Tampa's a smash here for me. Next game on the slate, one that I don't have a lot of interest in here, Florida and the Flyers here. Flyers at home. 6 total in this one. Panthers huge road favorites here. If I'm going to this game, it's back to the well with line 2. Sammy Bennett, Matthew Tkachuk, Carter Verhaeghe. They got the job done for me. Almost shipped everything for me on Tuesday night. I like going right back to the well with them. Sammy Bennett, Tkachuk, and Verhaeghe. Aaron Ekblad still too cheap at 4,500. I expect him to pick up a decent amount of ownership. Should be lower owned than what he was Tuesday night, but still 4,500 top line, top power play, too cheap for him. But yeah, Flyers are Florida line 2 for me. On the Flyers side, not really getting to anyone. You can always play Michkov at this price point, 3,700 here against the Panthers, who have been pretty leaky in general all season. Spencer Knight has obviously been really good, as you can see, 2.3 goal against average as of late. This game's pretty much a fade for me. If I were to go, like I said, I go back to the well with Florida line 2. They're playing really good right now. Sammy Bennett's doing good. Tkachuk just coming off a monster 40-point game. Like him, Verhaeghe at 6'6" in that mid-tier has got a nice price point. So, but in general, overall, kind of lower on that game. I will say, Emil Andre here, 3,100 from a value D-man standpoint. He plays a ton of minutes, gets that top line, top power play there. Travis Sanheim has been really good all season too. So a couple defenders from the Flyers I don't hate, or a value play like a Michkov. I don't think I get up to a guy like Konechny, even though I love him as a skater. One of the best two-way wings in all of NHL. He does it all, penalty kill, power play. As you can see, averages over 21 minutes on the ice per game. I don't think I do it here tonight, but would never fault anyone for playing a guy like that at all. Next game on the slate here, going back to Tuesday, another team that was very hurtful combined with my Buffalo was my Carolina one stack. Man, Carolina, I can never get this team right. If there's a spot for them to kind of rebound here, it's in this spot. The Avs goaltending has been absolutely horrendous all season long. Anytime Georgiev is in net, I just slam the other team. I'm going to do it here again. Carolina is scary when you're kind of slamming the well on Carolina. The reason is scoring is usually pretty spread out. They sleptwalk in that game on Tuesday, which was pretty hurtful to see. Ended up losing the game. there. I think they were implied to score with 4 goals. They hit two goals. Nate just did have a goal called back for kind of a bullshit goalie interference call. Don't think I agree with that one. That kind of changed the game in general. Carolina was kind of rolling. They scored a goal, come back. Nate just scores another one, or Nate just throws it over to I forgot who scored the goal. I don't know if it was I think it might have been Jack Drury or someone from the left side of the net, but it was set up by Natchez. That got called back and then kind of stifled the rest of the game. And Carolina kind of just sleptwalk the rest of the game after that bullshit call. So I like going right back to the well with Carolina 1 here. Not seeing a lot of ownership go to them. The Avs, like I said, I mean, that's kind of why I slammed Buffalo 1. The Avs have a terrible penalty kill. Georgiev has been horrendous. Obviously, they have the offensive firepower to go with anyone, and that's kind of what get these games up in pace. When you got guys like McKinnon, Rantanen, Nichushkin, right, Lakeinen, they kind of push the pace, right? So naturally, I like that. Carolina is the way better hockey team in general here. Give me Sebastian Aho. Like him a ton with Natchez, Svechnikov. Seth Jarvis has got a decent price point in that mid-tier. He's playing good hockey right now. Eric Robinson scored last game. He's 2.8K. Only going to see about 12 to 14 minutes. Don't hate him, but I prefer Carolina 1 or the power play for me. So Aho, Natchez, Svechnikov, Jarvis, and Ghost here at 4.3, who I think has got a really nice price point there. Kochetkov is well in that at 7.8K. I think he's a solid option. He's a little bit cheaper than kind of those elite spend up guys at 8K and above. So I don't hate playing him. On the Avs side, you can always play McKinnon, Rant, Nichushkin. My favorite play from the Avs side here is going to be Lakeinen here. Reason being is he plays almost every minute he can handle, and he's 5,400 skate next to McKinnon. He's my favorite Avs play. I don't mind him as a one-off if you land there in kind of that 3-3-2 build or 3-2-1 type build, right? That I kind of typically like to attack slates with. 5,400 for Lakeinen. I don't mind that at all. But the rest of that, Avs are a fade for me here against Carolina. And I think Carolina bounces back here in a big way against Georgiev, who is horrendous. Next game on the slate here, Seattle heading into New York to face the Islanders. Islanders are cheap here. This is a decent spot for the Kraken. The only issue I have with it is Decor has just been amazing here. The Kraken expected goals are pretty brutal on the road. Sitting about 3.4, which is 4th worst in the entire NHL. So could be a spot here for the Islanders at home at these price points. I wouldn't fault anyone for kind of filling their lineups out with a mini stack here, like a 2-man or a one-off with some of these Islanders plays at these price points. The only issue I have with the Islanders, anytime you got a bigger slate like we have here tonight with 9 games, it's just, man, they lack the upside to contest with some of these other teams that are more condensed. Islanders are very, very they easily can just slow the game down, especially at home, and win these 2-1 type games, 3-2 type games. I just don't know if they have the upside to get it done. These price points are definitely nice. The court has been really good, as you can see, 91% save percentage, goal against average about 2.5, 5.5 total in this game. It's just, I can't get too excited about this game. I will say the Islanders penalty kill is horrendous, but they just give up the least amount of penalties on home ice. So it's just tough. If you do draw a penalty, you have a good shot of scoring a goal. The only issue is Islanders are just very sound. They just don't give up a lot of penalties. Overall, I think this game is kind of a fade for me here. Bo Horvat, Brock Nelson both have solid price points. I prefer Brock Nelson. He's just been shooting the puck more, as you can see here. Gabriel Pajot, JPG here at 3.1K. I think I'd rather grab some of these cheap value guys like a Wallstrom, a Pajot, as fillers or kind of that 2-man mini stack right there, right? Outside of that, really not a game I'm targeting on. 5.5 total, just 9 games. There's better spots in my opinion. 2 games left on the slate here. Next one, St. Louis and the Flames. Dustin Wolf, Binnington projected here. Benny's been better as of late for sure. Dustin Wolf's been good all season. This game I think plays under as well, hence the 5.5 total here. I don't love this game from a DFS standpoint. I think some of these guys, like the Flames guys, get ownership just at their price points. Sharon Govich has been amazing all season. He's 4.3, a little cheap for him. Huberdeau is kind of a power play specialist. You need him really to score because that's kind of all he does. He really doesn't do much else. He's kind of the one timer. So at 3,500, he's fine. Backlund, Coronado, some of these value plays are fine from the Flames. It's just tough for me to get excited. I think this game is pretty gross from a DFS standpoint. On the blue side, guys like Colton Parayko, Broberg, I don't hate some of those guys. Mackenzie Weegar, Rasmus Anderson. I prefer guys like Hedman and that up in that spend up range. So another kind of gross game that I'm under on. Just don't love it a ton. You can't play every game. The last two games I'm kind of under on in general. However, that takes me to the last game on the slate here. I have interest in both sides of this game. I think this game gets up in pace. I just saw last game, right, Edmonton. On the Tuesday show, I talked about hating the Edmonton and the Vegas game. I think if I recall correctly, it was Edmonton and Vegas there. Hated that game, didn't like it. I said I couldn't get a good read. I just don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game, and ended up being 1-0, right? Connor Brown missed 2 bunnies that could have shipped me all the money as well. I had Connor Brown one off at his value price just because he's been kind of aggressive as of late, and he's still in minimum. Skating next to Draisaitl, even though Edmonton kind of did a bunch of line changes and changed things up middle of that game, right? Because they were chasing, they needed firepower, so they put Leon and Connor back together for most of that game with a guy like Corey Perry. So for most of the game, they did McDavid, Draisaitl, and Perry on the net. Obviously, McDavid was double shifting a ton because they were trying to score, right? Vegas was just shutting them out. Aiden Hill played amazing. This is a spot here where I could see this game go absolutely nuclear. I love Columbus. Columbus is a really good squad. They've been my squad all season long. People sleep on them all season long. I will say Skinner's been horrendous here, so I do like the Jackets here, and I also think this is a big bounce back spot here for Columbus or for Edmonton as well. Earlier this year, Columbus in Columbus punched his team in the mouth, scored 6 on them, won 6-1. Edmonton's going to have a little sour taste on their mouth. However, at this ownerships, man, I'm just not excited to sign up for this kind of ownership here. Merzlikins been really, really, really good as of late as well. For me, at this ownership, I know it's going to be crazy. Edmonton, you could definitely play them. I mean, they got the highest team total on the slate. They're in the best spots, so to speak, according to Vegas. Columbus on the road, giving up almost 4 goals per game on average right now. However, their expected goals is significantly less, almost a full goal less in the expected goal category than what they're actually giving up. They allow the 11th least shots on goal per game as well on the road this season. They don't have a great penalty kill, and they give up a decent amount of penalties. So if I go to the Edmonton side, I would power play stack them. Connor McDavid, Draisaitl, throwing a guy like Corey Perry. Nugent Hopkins, I will say, is just ridiculously underpriced at 4.1K. I mean, this price point is just absurd at 4.1. He's going to be probably one of the chalkiest guys on the slate. Edmonton is definitely cash plays of the slate. They're going to be extremely popular. However, in tournaments, I like flipping the script, going to the other side of the game here. Guys like Fantilli, Kent Johnson, who's back. I absolutely love that 2-man stack there, and a Sillinger. So line 2 for me, Columbus, I think is a smash here at these price points tonight. And then line 1 has been amazing all year. Nobody plays them. Monahan, Marchenko, and Vornikov. I love the Jackets here. Skinner's just been horrendous. This Jacket squad destroyed Edmonton in Columbus earlier this year. I still think they can go into Edmonton here and put up numbers. I mean, Skinner, like I said, is not a great goalie. He's been horrible this year. So I like goals in this game. In tournaments at this ownership, I prefer the Jackets, the Blue Jackets side. I will say Fabro at 3.4K, again, solid value guy. And then if you want to leverage the slate in tournaments, throwing again like Elvis, it's scary. Nobody wanted to play Aiden Hill in the mid-tier. I think Aiden Hill was 7,500. On Tuesday night, I had him as my favorite goalie on the slate. at 7,500, and he shut out this Edmonton squad. The thing you get when you're playing the goalie against Edmonton is they're going to see a ton of shots because you got guys like McDavid and Draisaitl, right, who skate up and down the ice, can do it all themselves. They fire the puck. Any chance they get, they fire it on net. So if they can save majority of those, they have a chance to break the slate anytime they're on it. So like this last game a lot, but that's kind of all the games here. Go Collects in the chat. I see some people in here tuning in live. Appreciate everyone. Typically, these shows are usually recorded. Our guy set it up on the back end wrong, but hey, no worries. Appreciate everyone tuning in here. Go Collect in the chat. 332 is a great construction. You cannot go 4 because DK right. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, typically, I mean, I'm usually doing a 3-2-2 or a 3-3-2, something like that. Usually a one-off as a defender, or kind of like underpriced wings, or like a stone minimum punt wing, something like that. Obviously, over at SHIPIT Nation with the slate plan, I put value plays at each position, kind of say, okay, center value is weak, wing value is decent, defender value is usually the best value on the slate. So typically most people punt at the defense position, especially now, the way DK has priced up these kind of elite defenders. I mean, Kale McCarr is up at 8,500, right? Werensinski is at 8,300. So Roman Yossi's up at 8K or 7,800. So DK has kind of flipped it, and years past, those guys would be kind of in that 7K range. Now they're a whole tier above, so it just makes it even better just to kind of punt off defender positions, because you got guys that are getting tons of power play time, tons of minutes in the 3-2, 3-4 range, sometimes even 2,500, like Oosterley, who came back for Boston. He's been stone minimum in the last 2 games and just kind of crushing. So that's kind of how I like to approach the slate here. Go Collect. Columbus at no ownership looks super juicy. I mean, Columbus is a good squad, and they're super cheap. They score goals. They just got shut out on the road against Calgary. But Calgary goaltending has been really good this season. So I just don't think Calgary is a good squad, but where they have been good is in the goalie department. Darth Vader, Dan Vladar, right? Kind of just shut out Columbus. I think Columbus is going to come in here hungry, and I just don't think Skinner is very good, but it could haunt me for sure. I mean, Edmonton's chalk for a reason. They're biggest favorite on the slate. Put any stock into the Four Nations tournament snubs to pop off: Caulfield, Suzuki, Uyghur. Lachlan. I love Montreal. I talked about that earlier. I love Montreal line 1 with Suzuki, Caulfield. Even in throwing in a guy like Patrick Laine, right? I love that a ton. I love Montreal here tonight. Much prefer the Montreal. I think Predators are a mess. Predators are also on a back-to-back here. And I mean, Saros just went last night, so it's going to be Annuin, who has been decent, but he just got shipped out of Colorado, and Colorado can't find a goalie to save their ass. So they shipped him out. I like Montreal a ton. And you can always play Uyghur. Mackenzie Uyghur does it all from a defense standpoint. I mean, he basically acts as a wing, so I like him a ton for Calgary. And then Noah Dobson just plays all the minutes he can handle, kind of does it all. And the Islanders do have a decent matchup here tonight. I just don't love the game in general for a ton of scoring. So, I love all those guys a lot. But that's going to do it, though, for this NHL show. Appreciate everyone tuning in live here. Like I said, usually these are recorded here on this channel. Follow SHIPIT Nation on X at SHIPIT Nation, because usually these are kind of unlisted on our YouTube channel. So most of the time they're kind of hard to see unless you find the link. But again, appreciate everyone tuning in. Good luck tonight in those contests. Again, my slate plan is already live for SHIPIT Nation subscribers. One last time, if you're not a member, still got time to get in now. Use this promo code. It is going away. BF50, again, football for the rest of the season. We do offer a rest of the season package just for football alone. If you're interested in that, obviously big game, big showdown game going on tonight here between the Packers and the Lions. But the rest of the season, football package, $129 with an optimizer. Our Shiptimizer covers every NFL slate, college football as well, if it's available for you, and all the way through the playoffs and the Super Bowl there. So without further ado, that's going to do it, though. Appreciate everyone tuning in. For myself, Nadesify, we'll catch you guys all on the next one. Let's ship it.